Hey gorgeous, welcome to Happy Go Fabulous. I am so thrilled that you're here. This is our space where we get real about life, the good, the messy and all the juicy bits in between. Real talk, real life and a whole lot of delicious living. But I must warn you, listening may cause unexpected outbreaks of fabulousness and real life magic. Hi, I'm Catherine and I am so incredibly passionate about helping inspired, motivated, impact-driven, freedom-seeking people just like you to do the deep inner work to create those beautiful outer wonders in life. It's all about revolutionising your relationship with yourself, where you fall madly, deeply in love with who you are and create a life so fabulous you can't wait to jump out of bed every morning to live it. Ready? Because ordinary living is so last season. Life's waiting and it's time to make it fabulous. Let's shimmy on in. Hi gorgeous, how are you? I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are and wherever you're listening to this episode. I'm chatting today about something that comes up in just about every one of my coaching sessions. Not all of them, but a lot. And a lot of the reason why people seek me out to do work with them, because I seem to have a knack of really helping people to get unstuck, to get clarity and to be able to move forward. So this episode is around that, what to do when you don't know what to do, when you have that feeling of being stuck, lost, unsure, no idea about the next steps. I'm just going to unpack some of the things that I do personally and some of the things I do with my clients that you might be able to draw from and help you to maybe get past that feeling of stuckness. And I'm going to just loosely call it stuckness, even though I don't believe that's really what it is, but I'm going to refer to it as that. I have experienced this a lot, so many times. I think I lived most of my teenage years and into young adulthood feeling like this. I would say feeling lost, feeling numb, feeling like no idea of what what to do. And it just felt like I was doing everything wrong. And it was just this kind of void of not helplessness, just this void of, man, what am I even doing? How am I doing life? And it wasn't until I started getting some tools and resources that could help me shift out of that space that things really got traction. And I learnt a lot of these techniques. If you go back to any of my other episodes where I share about, a lot of the tools I learnt was through the work that I was doing, but really it was about helping to heal myself. So I learned a lot of these techniques to work with others, but really it was about helping myself. And by helping myself, I can help others. So this feeling of stuckness, I hear it a lot. People go, I'm just stuck. I feel like I'm stuck. And there was one thing, oh gosh, we went through this. John and I had a business that kind of long story short, went to shit very quickly. And it was messy. It was really, really messy for so many different elements of that. And somebody said to me, Catherine, the last thing you want to do is get stuck in shit. And I just had this image of really being stuck in shit. And it's just like, whatever you do, just take one step. Doesn't matter how big that step is or how small that step is, but you're just wanting to move so you don't get stuck in the crap that's happening. Now, I'm not saying that all stuckness is crap, but it can feel like that. It can feel very, very frustrating. And for me, often what we say, we often say that we feel stuck. For me, that's really more about we're not sure about what we want, or we don't know what we want, or how to even work out what we want. That's where people can sort of feel stuck. It's just like, I don't know what I want, and I don't even know how to work out what I want. Or there's another group of people that know what they want. They're very clear about what they want, but they don't know how to move forward to bring that into reality and to make it happen. So it's almost like they're not clear about the next steps. They know the big picture, but they're not clear about the next steps, and they can feel, and that's certainly something for me, that's my version of inaction this last sort of 12 or 18 months since I've moved to the coast. I'm very clear, I'm pretty clear about the big picture of what the lifestyle is, the personal side of things, pretty clear about that and moving forward towards that. The work side, the business side of things, I sort of had a vision in my mind, but I'm still not 100% sure how I want that to look and bringing it all the pieces together, and it feels foggy. So it's not like it's almost like I'm moving through this fog, but I can't clearly see the steps. So that's my version at the moment. And it's been like that sort of the last, if you're following along, we've had some family tragedy in the family that really was about me pausing. And the messages I get is it's about you're not stuck, you're actually here in a healing space. So where guides, divine, spirit is about we're helping you to slow down and heal, and you're not ready yet to move forward at the pace that you used to operate at. Now, for me, that's different than feeling stuck. It's frustrating. I have this level of impatience, but I also have this level of knowing that there is still a lot of healing and I am in a transition phase. So that's different. I feel like I'm not stuck, but that's about me knowing myself and my situation and what's going on for me. Doesn't mean that it's like, oh, cool, I'll put my feet up. I still find it frustrating, if that makes sense, because I like to move at a different pace than what I'm moving at now. So sometimes people can feel stuck because they don't know what they want, or they can feel stuck because they're overwhelmed. They have so many things that they want to do that they can't do them all, or they don't know where to start, or how do they make all those things happen, and how do they fit all of those things in with everything else that they've got going on in life. So sometimes their stuckness can be about I'm overwhelmed, or I am unsure about things. And when I'm working with clients, sometimes they feel stuck in their career. It's like, I'm not sure what's next. I'm not sure what's next. And I say, well, what is it that you want to be next? It's like, I don't know. Okay. This is something that you could take away because it's a really, really simple but powerful question. I ask them, if you did know, what would that be? And then I just shut up and I let them think, ponder, share. Because quite often people will default to, I don't know. What do you want? I don't know. It's like, oh, do you want to take a breath and think about that? Because they've gone to this default of, I don't know. They've trained themselves to go, I don't know. You do know. And if you don't know, it's about creating time and space to tune in and listen. Because when I shut up and say, if you did know, what would that be? They come forward with this stuff that they're very clear about. So it's not that they don't know. There's a whole lot of other things that are getting in the way of them thinking that that's okay to want that thing. So sometimes people can feel stuck in their career, and they can be disconnected from what they truly want, or they can be disconnected from knowing how to make that career choice happen. I don't know what I want next, but really I haven't given myself the space to ask honestly. That's often the thing. Gosh, I could finish the episode here, but I won't. You know me. Imagine me doing a 9-minute episode. It's about giving themselves the space, like, what do I really want next? What do I really want for myself? And I don't know if I should be saying this publicly on not. But, I do a lot of work in the corporate space. I do a lot of executive coaching, a lot of leadership coaching, and I work with a couple of different large organisations, and they bring me in to work with their leaders and their executives. And one of my major clients, she said, "Catherine, I think I'm going to stop giving you work." I'm like, "Oh, why? Why would you do that?" And she said, "Because after people have seen you, they end up leaving and they go and find a job they really love doing." It's not to say that it's like we're a fertile ground for them to develop and grow. And then when you come in and sort of ask them those questions about what they really want, it's something else. Now, she said that a little bit, I think she was serious, but a little bit tongue-in-cheek too. She knew, she said, yes, we're about helping people to develop and grow and expand and evolve, and through assistance. Like, it's great to have people to stay here, but we know that this particular work area is one where people will stay for a couple of years, and then it's their growth and it's good for us to be able to help move them on. So, but I ask people those questions. What do you really, really, really want? And some of them will know clearly and not how to get there. Others just go, I really don't know. I haven't spent time to think about that. So when we create space for them to think about that and also give them some tools to help them to think about that, it's just like, what do I really want is maybe different to what I'm currently got. And that could be work, or it could be in other areas of your life as well. And there's also another kind of pocket of people that I work with that are similar to me, that know what they want, but they're just not clear how to get there. They just feel a little bit foggy, or they need some different set of eyes on the situation to help them see some of the things differently and to work out a path or direction to get to where they want to go. So that feeling of being stuck is pretty common. Like, it's pretty common for people in all areas of life, people in, different levels of work as well, from junior through to senior to executive. Even my senior executives sometimes go, "Man, I'm just feeling a little bit stagnant here. And I want to look at ways, I don't want to move on from my job, but I'm looking at ways that I can actually make it more meaningful and more alive, for, a little bit more challenge, a little bit more, taking it in a different direction." So there are different versions of it, and it's very, very, very common. And I find it's almost like the universe is kind of going, this is just a bit of a space for you to pause, and you could just go along in life and just live by default, or you could actually pause and be conscious about what is it that you want, and then how can we help you get there. So it doesn't mean that you're on the wrong path by any means. It just needs, I think, sometimes just to take stock of getting clarity and where to next. Like, I do not feel that I'm on the wrong path by any means. I am absolutely on the right path in life, but I'm in a slower, quieter pace. And that's the universe saying, "Catherine, you need to take stock of you and life at the moment, because if you keep working at the pace that you were working at, that's not going to end well." So it's about just really heal, recover, recalibrate is the word that keeps coming through for me. Recalibrate. So a couple of my go-to tools for helping people to recalibrate, to move and to get clarity, to get unstuck. These are some of the ones that I use personally and that I use with clients. Movement. Movement shifts energy. If you were kind of going, "Man, even if it's at that micro level, that you're sitting at your desk or you're sitting at home going, I'm feeling fuzzy, I'm feeling stuck, my mind is racing, I just don't even know how to get all of these thoughts in alignment." Move your body. As simple as just stand up, move, jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Dancing is fantastic, but even a pat down of your body, because we can be stagnant in our body. It's our mind that's keeping us a bit stuck. So it's about how do we then just do a pat down of your body. I'm just patting my body down if you can hear that patting noise. Shift yoga is fantastic because that's about flexibility of body, flexibility of mind, flexibility of energy. And if people say to me, oh, I've got, my knees really hurting or my ankles sore or my hips or my joints feel sore, that's part of that metaphoric, psychosomatic meaning around there that they can feel stuck as well. So I'm just like, move that body, baby. And one of the things I really love to do is walk on the beach in the morning. That just clears my mind, gets my body moving. But if I go for a walk and I'm feeling particularly stuck or stagnant, I will walk in a loop. I will not just walk in one direction and then track back that same path. I will make sure that I do a loop. So if I'm feeling our driveway here at home, we have to walk up it and then back down the driveway. There's not really a loop, but what I will do is I will walk up the driveway. We've got a private road here where we are, back down, and then I'll do a loop around the property, because what that's doing is helping me to then get unstuck. It's opening a new loop on things, not a continual loop, but it's about, I don't want to track down the same path of feeling stuck again, if that makes sense. And I also walk my labyrinth is a really great way, but not everybody has a labyrinth. If you're feeling stuck and you're down the coast, come and walk the labyrinth. So movement is fantastic. It's a really good way just to get the energy flowing, and it can also help to clear your mind as well. Journaling. I am the queen of journaling. I will journal for just about anything. That is a really powerful conduit, and I talk more about that in the next episode that I've got around accessing intuition. I talk more about my journaling practice there. But my journaling, it's like this conscious stream of journaling. And I will write questions. If I'm feeling stuck or whatever it is I'm feeling, I will write in my journal, what's this about? What's this feeling? Can you give me some insight into what I'm experiencing at the moment? And it could be like, what feels unclear right now? Why am I feeling like this? Is there anything that I'm resisting? What's useful for me to know about what I'm experiencing right now? What would I do if I wasn't scared of getting it wrong? What insight do you have about moving through this? And this is where I got those messages about, Catherine, this is healing time for you. This is slowing down time for you. It's about what's going on here. How come I actually feel that I can't move through this? I normally have really, really good coping mechanisms and strategies and tools and resources, but over this last, probably not so much now, probably not the last 3 or 4 months, but up until earlier this year, so the most of 2024, it was just like, why am I feeling like this? What's going on? Why can't I move forward? And the messages were coming through consistently, clearly. It's time to heal. It's time to slow down. Don't force, don't push. Allow and trust. It's like, oh, okay, how do I do that? Just be it. Surrender and allow and trust and be in the present moment. They were the messages consistently, versions of that. If I journaled a different day, it would be another version of that would come through. So stream of consciousness journaling is really, really cool and powerful. I just do a 2-minute inner check-in as well. So journaling for me, I can do it pretty quick. It tends to be where I devote, probably 15, 20 minutes to it. I don't tend to devote much more than that, in all honesty. But I often just do a 2-minute check-in. Hand on heart, deep breath in, And then just asking, what's true for me right now? What's going on right now? And what would feel really good next? That's my 2-minute check-in. What's going on and what would feel good next? And it's about creating space and listening. It's about listening to that inner guidance. More about that in the next episode as well. This next one's a biggie that I use with my clients, that when I'm with them and they say, I don't know what I want, and I kind of alluded to this before, but I say to them, tell me more about what's happening now. What's happening for you right now? So that's something you could do. Just really get clear and honest about what's happening for you right now, because often the messages are in that. Why do you think you're feeling like this? And there's a whole process that I go through about unpacking some of those feelings and limiting beliefs, but I'm not going to go into those now because that could be a whole episode on its own. But it's about, why do you think that you're feeling like this? Those answers are within. And if they go, I don't know, guess what I do? I say to them, but if you did know, why do you think you'd be feeling like that? Then I just shut up. So if you're doing this for yourself, ask yourself, what's going on right now? Why do I think I'm feeling like this? And allow yourself space. Don't just go, I don't know, and then move on to the next thing. Just allow space to tune in and listen. There will be messages there for you. And then the next part is, what experience are you going for? So if this is happening for you right now, what would you like to happen instead of what you're currently experiencing? So what is the experience you're going for? And tell me what that would be like. And then that's where they go into lots of details. Or if they've really, got a lot of conditioning to work through, or if they've learned not to connect with themselves and their inner guidance, they'll go, yeah, I don't know. What would that be like for you? What would you like it to be like for you? This is about a retraining. It's an allowing. It's an opening up process. Now, some of you will go, yeah, of course, this makes sense. But for a lot of people, it's not the way they think or operate in life, and they don't do a lot of that inner work. So what would that be like for you? What would you like it to be like for you? And allow yourself to think beyond where you are at the moment. And then the next question is, what do you think you need to do to get from where you are now to where you want to be? What do you think you need to do? Not what I can see, what I think you need to do. What do you think you need to do? And then really pay attention, especially to those first things that come through. It's like, oh, I need to do X, Y, Z. And then pay attention to the little things that come up going, oh, yeah, but I can't do that because I can't do, the next thing I want to do is, or what I would need to do is to find a job that I really love that lights me up. Yeah, but I can't do that because the kids are at school and I need to, still be working. I can't afford to do what I want to do. I'm on a really good superannuation package. I've got the mortgage to pay. My husband wouldn't want me to do that. Oh, I could never do that. Whatever. Do you know what? These aren't things I'm making up. These are things that people have said to me when they've talked about what it is that they want in their life and what do you need to do. Oh, yeah, but I could never do that. I'll stay with this job that sucks the life out of me because I'm on a good superannuation package. I call those the golden handcuffs. I'll stay in a job that I don't enjoy because I'm not sure that I'll ever find another job that I want. These are the things I get them to pay attention to as well, because they're the things we need to do some work around, but I'm not going to go into that right now. So what do you think you need to do to get from where you are now to where you want to be? And then what is the next kind of step for you to do it? So I have a vision about what I'm wanting for myself and my life here. The personal side of things, doing all of those, meeting people, going out, inviting people over, joining groups and those sort of things, which is lovely, lovely, lovely. Work-wise, business-wise, I'm still feeling what that's like for me in this new phase of life. And that's where I keep getting the message. The next step is just to go slow, to go gentle. Don't go at the speed you were going at, because you didn't love that either. It got too busy for you. So go slower, go gently. And I'm getting very much this sense of movements happening now. So the cycles of slowing down, healing, that they won't ever come to an end, but it's almost like, okay, so now I can start to feel some movement and some shifts happening. So that's a biggie. They're biggies that I use with my clients. And the other ones that I use a lot is a very, very cool tool that I use personally all the time. And it's a really great foundational tool for others to use. So it's my free happiness checker. So you can download that. The link is in the show notes. And it's got the life wheel in it, or the life well, where it's about our life it's divided up into different segments. And it's about what I do. And those different segments are about self, it's about relationships, it's about your romantic partners in life, it's about family and friends, it's about your contribution, your spirituality, your health and wellness, your finance and your business or career. And it takes each of those areas of life, and what I do is I go through that periodically. I don't do it every week or every month, but I go through it periodically, and it's like, how am I feeling? How is life in each of these areas? So how does this part of my life actually feel right now? And what do I want it to feel like? Is it feeling like what I want it to feel like? So I rate it out of 10. 10, it's like, yep, fantastic. 0, bleh, bleh, bleh. It's not where I want it to be. And then I go through and say, well, where do I want it? Where do I want it? And for me, not every area of my life is 10 out of 10 at the same time. There are some elements that, I mean, most of it's pretty good, in all honesty, but I've been doing a lot of work on this for a lot of years, and very, very conscious about the life I choose to live. But I create an ideal scene. So what do I want for each of those areas of life? How do I want that to look? How do I want to feel in that area of life? What do I want to have happen? What do I want to bring in that area of life? What do I want to experience in that area of life? And I get very, very clear about what I want. So I get very, very clear about what I want. And then I ask myself, and then I come up with these I am power statements for the area of life that I want. And then I come up with these I am power statements that support what I want in that area of life. And then I ask what needs to happen for me to feel like this, do this, experience this. What needs to happen? So I'm working backwards. I've kind of like, what's the big picture? What do I want? How do I want to feel? And what could that look like? What are the things I'm wanting to experience? Then what needs to happen to experience that, or to feel that, or to bring those things in? And then it's like, okay, so if these things need to happen, what's the next step that I could take? Even if it's a tiny step. Remember I said, don't get stuck in shit. It's about what's the next little step that I can take to move towards what I want. So it's the same process that I use with my clients when they're feeling unsure and lacking clarity. So it's about what is the next step, and then I just break it down. I break it down into tiny little chunks, and then I work my way through those. And it's just like, okay, am I still on? So it's about, what does the soul want? What do I want? What is my ideal scene for that? And then I bring in the strategy around it. So how am I going to move towards that? I personally work really, really well when I've got clear direction. And I think most people that I work with do. Now, clear direction for me doesn't mean I have every inch of my life mapped out, but I need to have clarity about what I'm working towards and what I'm actually doing. So that's the life well and the happiness checker. So remember, you can download that there. And also, clarity can come through action. Sometimes we're sort of going, oh, I need clarity before I can move or do things. I need to know where I'm heading. But sometimes it's the other way around. Sometimes we wait to feel clear before we act, but clarity can come when we start moving and start doing something. We might need to course correct or recalibrate, but moving forward can help give us the clarity. It can help us to go, oh, actually, this is not the thing I want. Do you know what? I did a few of those things since I've been here. I sort of dipped my toe into a couple of things that I thought was what I wanted to do. And then when I tried it, it's like, oh, actually, no, that's not what I want to do. That's not what I want it to look like or be like. So I got the clarity through action to go, actually, no, I need to wind back a little bit around that. So, and action doesn't need to be big. It's just about intentional. It's about moving. Sometimes when I say moving forward, it could be moving sideways. It could be just moving. And then that can help get the clarity around it. So just do something. Don't be stuck. Just do something. And the kind of stuckness, I think it's just a signal. I think it's the universe's way. It's a whisper, or it can be a deep, loud shove sometimes from your deeper self that something's ready to shift. And it might not be, it doesn't mean that you've missed your path or anything. And it can usually happen before a big shift is about to happen, or a big, beautiful breakthrough, or something really instrumental or even not instrumental is about to fall into place. We can feel this like, oh my God, I've got a sense that something's about to change. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to navigate it. That can be a sign from the universe that it's about taking stock and what is it that you want to happen, or how do you prepare for the shift that's happening. So, movement, just summing up those key points, I guess. Movement shifts energy, so get yourself moving. The stream of consciousness journaling, so getting the thoughts out of your head and asking for guidance, what's going on here and what do you need to do to move and to make the shift. 2-minute check-in, like inner check-in, and the clarity about what you want and why you think you want that, what experience are you going for and what that would be like. So the ideal scene, and you can use the happiness checker and the life well to help you do that. And even just getting clarity, I guess, looping back to that movement shifts energy, clarity can come from action. So sometimes action can come from clarity, but clarity can come from action as well. So if you're wanting any help to do that, that's what I do. Like I do that. I work one-on-one with clients, and that's the work I love doing. And I seem to have a really great knack of helping people who are just feeling lost, they're feeling foggy, they're unsure about their next steps, to be able to help them to get that clarity. And I do that through, and it's really practical stuff as well. So it's a process to help you come up with your own answers, really. But to get that clarity and direction, if you want to do that, I can absolutely help you with it. Go to the link in the show notes about working with me, or just message me. But I have soul activation sessions. So these are sort of short one-off sessions. They're 90 minutes where we they're kind of guided, intuitively guided sessions to help you get clarity, direction, tap into what you want. And I also have the life strategy sessions that they're more grounded, practical support, sort of to map out your goals, find the momentum and take that aligned action. But really, when you're working with me, you get soul and strategy all the time. So basically the one-on-one sessions are 90 minutes and we can tailor that to how you want to, what you're wanting to get from them. All of my sessions are tailored to who I'm working with. I don't have a cookie cutter approach that it's just like, oh, he's a stock standard. It's like, what are you after? And then let me work with you to help you get that. And then I have my Elevate mentoring program. It's a high touch program for those who are ready to go all in on themselves and really create that soul aligned transformation. That's a longer term partnership where, 3 or 6 month programs. And I only do a couple of those, work with a couple of clients at a time on those. So I hope that was useful. Grab a copy of the Happiness Checker, link in the show notes. Let me know how you go. I would love to. If you've got any questions, pop those into the comments, because I'm sort of coming from this. It's hard sometimes when you're doing a podcast. It's like, oh, here's all the information. It would be very, very cool if I was, and I've often thought about this and I just haven't got myself organised to do it, but doing a live coaching demo, because that's where the questions come out. So I've sort of tried to map out those core questions for you. So anyway, let me know how you go. Keep being fabulous. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to Happy Go Fabulous. I hope you loved it. If you did, could I ask a big favour? Please subscribe, leave a review, and most importantly, share the love and let your besties know about the podcast. This will help get it into the hearts and ears of all the gorgeous souls who need a little bit of fabulous in their life. If you'd like some more high vibe happiness in your life, come and visit me on my Happiness Hive socials. And make sure you've signed up to my newsletter, your weekly drop of juicy goodness. Pop over to my Happiness Hive website and click on the link Working with Catherine. I'd love to help you make life amazing. Until next time, keep being fabulous.